Alright. So, this technique right here is the wall tech. Similar to ground tech, and in the inputs and in the timing, it's the exact same. So you get 20 frames. In order to tech, you have to hit L or R 20 frames before you come in contact with whatever surface you're teching off of. And you can tech off of the ground, the wall, the ceiling, but today we're only going to talk about the wall. So the walls have to be, vertical, standing, and you have to come in contact with it like horizontally. And the reason why I think it's similar to the ground tech is there's basically two options from a ground tech, which is, a neutral tech, or there's a right roll, left roll tech. For teching a wall, it's the same. That there's a neutral tech, which kind of makes you stick, and then there's a wall jump tech. And the wall jump tech is done by holding up and performing your tech. So once again, you get 20 frames, and that is a third of a second. So originally I was going to go into training mode, throw motion sensor bombs on the edge by myself, kill myself, come back, up B into it and tech, but I've actually employed a lovely assistant, Brayden, to aid our qualms, and I'm going to do kind of like an old little it's that controller, an old little technique that I used to do with my friends back at home. No, that one's unplugged. But yeah, if you have a friend, can you go Marth, please? If you have a friend, this is really easy, really legit. So I'm just gonna change my tag to tech really quick. But first I'm going to show the neutral tech, pretty much, which is basically just like what we like to call a wall stick tech. Once again, only performed by pressing L or R. I use L personally. Really doesn't matter. Could you get up here, please? Your job is just to forward smash me when I up B. Can you forward smash me once first? Thank you. Okay, so you're probably going to have to stand back just a tiny bit. Yeah. So the idea of the tech is just to help my recovery, and I'm kind of overshooting the ledge right there by accident, but here we go. See, that was a wall jump tech. I actually didn't mean to do a wall jump tech, but what the stick tech grants you, there it is invincibility for a few frames, and it's completely lagless. So when I perform a tech, I can do a move out of it immediately. So theoretically, I can up B the moment that I land the tech. Here, so I'm going to do that right now. We can hit it. There you go, like that. And the one that I just performed was the wall jump tech, but I was really just trying to show what a tech looks like in general. So you see that in order for me to tech, I have to be in contact with the wall. So there's the wall that I was in contact with so graciously, getting my face smashed by a sword. But that's really the only rule to doing a wall tech. And there it is. You see that after I land the wall tech, my body kind of flashes. That is, oh, I'm dead. That's just to note my the invincibility that I have, and that's always like really important for recovery, especially with teching, because if people use like a multi-hit move, you can phase right through it and hit them back. So I mentioned that there are two different kinds of techs, and I do want to talk about their pros and cons. So since we've talked about the stick wall tech for so long, we might as well start there. The pros of that one is it's the safer kind of tech. It's like more modest, not as aggressive. You're invincible for the start of it, like I said earlier. But the main good thing about it is that when you tech, it kind of freezes you, so, sticks you against the wall for a second, so that you can get ready to do another one, another up B. And it's just like easy to set up for the things that you have to do after, which is generally just up being back to the stage, but you need to keep sweet spotting unless you want to get hit back off the stage without teching. And the wall jump tech it has a lot of pros and cons. One of the most common cons of it is, since you're like performing a wall jump, a lot of characters that don't have a wall jump in the game, a generic wall jump, where you just hug a wall and press the opposite direction, for those characters, they kind of have like a janky wall jump where their momentum carries them so far away from the edge that if you don't act like within a certain window of time, like you're just gonna die. And a lot of Marths suffer from this. Marth probably has the worst one, but it's actually avoidable if you can do an aerial directly after. And so I'll try to show that right now. So I'm gonna perform the jumping wall tech, which is just shield and up 20 frames before coming in contact with the move. So let's do it. So there, I jumped all the way from you can't see it when I just point there, but from the wall all the way to this little janky pillar. And a way that I could stop my momentum from flying that far is simply by doing an aerial back the other direction. So after I get hit with the tech, I'll be facing this way. What I'm going to want to do, since I'm in the air, is to just do a back air, which will turn me around and cut off all my momentum. So here, I'll try to show it. Like that. And I could even re-grab the edge after it. Oops. See, that was not a wall jump. Like that. And every character can do this, but not every character needs to do it, simply because recoveries are a bit different with every character. But with Marth, since his is so vertical, if he flies out too far, he's pretty much dead. The pros of the wall jump tech. In my opinion, the wall jump tech is just in general much better than the stick tech, and that's because it's just more aggressive. When you up B with the wall jump tech, can you please hit me?
Yeah.
Excuse me. When you up B with the wall jump tech, it's like your head is already above the stage, so it's really just important to recover with it, because it puts you in a better position than being below the edge. Because I can re-grab, I can air dodge right back onto the stage, which is a bit harder. And then being below the stage with just the regular wall tech forces you to be in another edge guard situation, whereas the jumping wall tech lets you just like glide over. Yeah, if Marth had a real wall jump, that'd be absolutely incredible. But obviously, while being above the stage, being above the edge rather, is an advantage, it can also be a disadvantage. Like I said earlier, because you can be too far out, and you're forced to do like a really unsafe recovery. A lot of times, the Marth will not realize what's happening until he's out here. Then he'll have to do an immediate up B, and he'll float on. Someone could easily just, like tip her or like grab the ledge. So it's the window of time to react to your own tech is a lot slimmer. Now I'm just gonna show some pros and cons with not some pros and cons. I'm just gonna show some clips with Fox and Falco.